recording. Come over here, click, hit the arrow, you're good to go.
Alright, everybody, we're going to get started. Welcome back from spring break. How was everyone's break? Everyone good? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs medium? James is like, yes, no, yes,
everyone
no.
up in the front.
Thumbs
like
up.
Thumbs down.
Everyone, all the older people are like, oh god, no. The best part about me going to Slick right now is their spring break is this week, and your spring break was last week, so I get 2 weeks. In theory, that means I get 2 weeks of vacation, but no, I just get 2 weeks of not knowing what to do. All right, so yeah, vacation. So we don't really have a whole lot to cover tonight, presentation-wise, since weren't really there. The biggest news is we passed the lab inspection, flying colors. They didn't really care. They kind of walked in and went, "Oh, you don't have any chemicals? Cool." That's about it.
Wait, what happened to our ferric chloride?
Ben took it.
Okay.
Plus, I wasn't going to tell him. I'm like, hey, we got some etching acid here.
Remember that you are on video, which will be posted to the internet.
I mean, we never break the law.
And I bet nobody watches those videos.
No, like two
views.
2 of them are me making sure uploaded right.
Of the past years worth of videos.
Yeah.
Total 2 views. Let's see, what else do we got? So outreach, the first thing is if you've been to an outreach event and have taken photos and if you haven't posted them to social media, please do, the channel. That way I can use them in our paper. That is due March 28th. To emphasize how important this paper is this year, both the outreach paper and the system engineering paper. I mean, this is true every year, but they really harped on it. NASA said if you don't turn them in, you're immediately disqualified, either of them. So they are due March 28th and April 2nd. Other events, we got a STEM Fest from like 9 till 5 p.m. next Saturday in Provo, which will be pretty cool. We get to show the BYU kids what we can do with a hopefully working Amy robot. Hopefully working.
Stop breaking it.
Yeah.
And hopefully someone
I'll bring a router, yeah. I'll bring a router this time.
Wait, so there's human ears and there's dog ears, which are multiple. What's robot ears?
Robot ears. That thing's like 80 by
For
now.
us, it's 1.
Let's see. We also have Girl Scout Night. That came up today. It'll be on April 12th, which is like 3 Fridays from now. It's a half-hour event. It's nice and quick, and it's in the Capitol Gallery. And that's going to be coming up soon.
Oh.
Yeah. What did you do?
Don't worry about it.
Why did you break the lipstick?
Everything's fine.
Everything? Okay. That's our final. Everything's fine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, can I add an announcement once you're done?
Yes.
Right now?
Do it.
Hey, we have 5.5 weeks left to finish a robot for our proof of life.
That's scary.
Yeah, just so you know.
But we have stuff to do it now, right?
Yeah, that's the other big news of spring break. We got about $2,000 worth of supplies in. Aluminum, which is this tube aluminum I have here. We got sheet aluminum, 1/8 inch and 16th inch. We got tools and tools and tools and more tools. So the lab's actually getting kind of full. It's nice. We actually can do things now. Oh, carbon fiber. Our carbon fiber's in. It's so pretty. It's beautiful. James threw it at me. It was
Is that from Dragon Plate or what'd you order?
Dragon Plate.
Oh yeah, that's good
It's
stuff.
some good stuff. So we can actually get some high quality manufacturing done. So we can go from that beautiful plywood chassis I made to something even more beautifuler. All right. System engineering related. That, like I said, is due in the 2nd. If you have technical specs, CAD drawings, design matrices, any or all of the above, get them to Ted, Josh, or Brian.
CAD drawings.
CAD drawing. What?
You need drawings?
Doesn't hurt.
Isn't that what you've been working on, Rian?
I've been working on CAD models.
That's what we mean.
Okay.
So,
if you think it might be useful for system engineering, give it to Ted, and he can use it something.
and also be alert because I may tell you things that we need that are useful for systems engineering stuff.
The only other thing to cover really is a new electrical team meeting. Tina, when is that set up for?
So not everybody filled out the doodle poll. but
Shame.
Almost everybody did, and it looks like Thursdays are still the best days. Just earlier in the day for some people and later in the day for others. So what we're actually going to do is just start at 3:30 on Thursdays, and I'll be there till 6. So.
You know, from an hour and a half meeting to 3 hours, just double it. Cool. So hopefully a lot of electrical work will get done. All right. We don't really have a whole lot of updates
I'll be there.
for the various teams. We're not going to really bother doing an agile check-in, but mechanically wise, Digger had the first meeting this week. James, fill us in what you did.
So Monday we switched out the axles. We have thicker axles now. They're not like thin aluminum, they're thick steel. We swapped out the front of our 4-bar linkage, so that's actually going to accept a tension box now. It sounds like we've got a tension box printed, so we can install that. So we can hopefully start to put together the motor into the new digging system and keep the pulleys and stuff tight. That's pretty much most of what we're doing.
Sweet. Mobility wise, the biggest thing is the carbon fiber came in, which I'm actually still not sure how we're going to cut. We'll find a way.
Oh, yeah, I'll figure it out.
And we also, Ben's printed the tweels. If you guys haven't seen the tweels yet, they're in the clinic. They're awesome. I've seen 2 of them, and these printed, I think, 3 more, maybe 4 more. So we have at least 5 of the 6 wheels. So we can actually have something in theory rolling around here pretty soon. Let's see, Tina?
Hold on. So other thing Ben and I talked about before the break is for the prototype, instead of completing the differential on it, just buying conduit brackets and just securing the arms to the chassis to make it a rigid mobility system for now. Did Ben tell you about that?
No, but Dave and I pretty much said the same thing.
Okay, bueno.
So doing like what we were going to do before with Ben's, but
So we're still trying to make the prototype.
yes.
Oh, in the pilot.
Because this will take about a week to build. We might be able to get the prototype moving in that time.
Alright.
Anything happen over the break, Tina? Electrically
I was
wise?
gone the entire break, so nothing happened. But
Nothing.
we have so much stuff now, we can actually do things.
I was nice. I wanted to open all the stuff. I'm like, no, I'll let you guys open some of it. Some Christmas morning. It was, when was that? James, when did we bring all the stuff in? Like last Wednesday?
Which time?
Yeah, we brought a lot of stuff.
Wednesday over spring break, and then some more stuff Monday.
It was like Christmas morning. We were just sitting there opening things and losing things promptly, and it was awesome. There's a lot of cardboard boxes in the lab now. Ted and Cole, anything happen?
Nope.
That's what I like to hear.
We all did nothing. Just, it's still working on. We got all the code on the Jetson, right? And I know that Chris and Logan were working on doing some more bench testing with the steppers. Other than that, that's about it.
That's pretty much all we got. Reen, did you have anything for anybody? You mentioned that.
Huh?
Do you want to?
Yeah, I've got a bit of stuff. It's mostly mechanical. Basically, the CAD designs in Digger's case are incomplete. They're just missing pieces that don't really affect the function because basically we built the CAD just to make sure we got what we wanted.
Mhm.
And so for Digger, it's more filling out. For mobility, it's going to be adapting all the step files that we pulled off of online and building the parts that are not built for that and getting that all into us in assembly.
Cool. Let's see, that's the thing. Oh, you have anything else?
No, I think, but basically I'm hoping, what is like the latest you can get those pictures, Ted?
The latest that I can get them, we want to have a rough draft done by Friday.
This Friday?
Could
Yeah.
you, like put placeholders in for the pictures?
I mean,
wanna
we
do
could.
open source?
Can you give us like a quick
Asked
list
him
of all the pictures you're
That's a
hoping to
Ted question.
collect?
I mean, I was hoping that you would have in mind what you wanted. I'm thinking, big, of course, a render of it, and then, exploded views of the complicated parts that you guys want to particularly emphasize.
How about when we break up, how about you sit down with me and Josh and we'll work out a list of what
Yeah,
we need.
sure.
All right, 2 last things. This talk about exploded models and fancy pictures reminded me. May 6th, the day we were supposed to be in Florida, the Utah Space Grants is having their annual consortium kind of gathering thing down in Provo. They've had it, last year they had it in like a swanky hotel up in the canyons, and this year it's just going to be, I think, BYU. James said he could go. It's going to be essentially tabling with a poster that I made over spring break.
And
So
you have to convince them that we're good engineers and they should give us money.
there's a reason why I'm not going.
You also get to look at the other projects that got space grants funding. So there were some projects last year. I can't remember what they were. Like a lot of research into medical applications that could be used in space. So there's one on anesthetic drug filtering and scrubbing.
Drugs. I mean, what?
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff there. You can go watch the presentations. But it's just saying, hey, you gave us money. Here's what we did.
It's not too stressful. I mean, they know the grant's done, the posters the done, just talking to people. So keep that in mind if you want to go down to Provo and meet these people who give us NASA's money.
And they usually have decent food.
Yeah.
Last thing before I send us all off to build things, I always want to teach you something. So over spring break, I got a message from James of, oh God, we have stuff and no one's here and everything's bad, and of course it's snowing. So we got this sheet of aluminum outside of the loading dock, and I had just barely woken up. I had my coffee. I'm like, oh no, it's gonna corrode. And then I went, aluminum. How many of you agree with Ted?
That aluminum doesn't corrode.
So what do you mean when you say corrode?
Like it doesn't react with oxygen very well.
You are wrong.
Oh.
The mechanicals might know this.
It
And
is-
then,
yeah,
How about the juniors? Do you guys know what happens to aluminum?
doesn't it rust on the surface and that protects it?
Do you know what it rusts into?
Aluminum rust?
Aluminum oxide, just a guess.
Al2O3. There's a reason I know that.
Wasn't that still just called aluminum oxide?
It is. But there's another name that I know. I'm a geologist. Why would I know this?
Because we like that stuff.
I do. Al2O3 is sapphire. So instantly, when this gets hit into the air, it turns into Al2O3. And with iron, you have iron oxide, which then permeates a bunch of holes and it falls off. New iron is exposed, and you get more rust, and it's a cycle, and your thing falls apart. Aluminum gets coated in corundum. That's the fancy mineral name of it. Corundum is the word for sapphire and ruby. Same thing, different impurities, but it's this super thin layer of essentially sapphires and rubies covering your aluminum, and that's why it doesn't corrode even more. So there, I taught you something. Now let's go build something.
Geology brought to you by
By
Dave.
I was looking for the more you know thing.
Oh yeah. Like,
So can we cause it to corrode so we actually get blue color out of it?
that's
Blue
called anodizing.
Anodizing.
Which anodizing is forced oxidation / rusting of aluminum with added coloring into it.
I was just thinking how our robot's super valuable, right?
Yeah, we have a carbon fiber sapphire robot.